Hello, my name is Fred, and I have an addiction. Well, today is super foggy out, along with a small craft advisory. The waves are huge. So, in times of peace, prepare for war. And what we're looking at today is a little evolution in kind of painting lures. I kind of dabbled in it in the beginning. I'm just going to go straight into it. Jeremy will roll the credits or whatever that they are monologue in the beginning. It's going to be awesome. I love it.
Oh, it's a big one! Oh!
Oh my God.
Yeah! Halibut! Nice! Look at this guy.
But okay, so favorite lure gets a little banged up, dinged up, and then you coat it. And you coat it with some kind of paper foil, some guy's hot stamp or whatever. This is just my beginning, what I have done. And I went ahead and wrapped it in something you get at an art store, craft store, and wrap it up in that. And then I'll seal it with a UV resin. And we'll go over all that, and I'll show you everything. I'm just going to show you a little progression of things for what I do, what I've done in the past, and kind of where I'm at today. You might remember this video if you've been watching. If not, it's kind of a cool video of me catching a bunch of really nice calicos on this particular lure right here. A good friend of mine, and we'll put the credits in or somewhere, a contact for him, because he's the master. He's a great painter, great artist, and he turned me onto these blanks. They're a through wire, kind of, as you could kind of see. You know, it's kind of a through wire, but it's not all the way. It does stop. I haven't had one break. I've got yellowtail on them now and big calicos, and I pulled really hard through kelp, whatever, and I haven't had a break. I really like them. They're really good for Cedros calico or yellowtail or something like that. We're out of Dana Point, so it's going to be kind of hard for one of our calicos to swallow one of these baits. But he's the one that turned me on to this blank and the number or whatever. And if you ask whatever, I can give it to you. I don't know how many people are going to watch this and go, "Oh, I need that," or whatever. But I already got a better contact than you, and that's fine. But I really like them. They're about $1.50 each, delivered to your door. I bought a couple, I don't know, 40 or 50, 60 maybe now. And, just got to make sure everything works. It is something that's not made in the United States, so it's kind of iffy at times. But anyway, enough about that. Just a big shout out to Kermit, man. I really appreciate you all that you've shown me and all you've helped me with, and just big thanks for Kermit. So let's get into it. So first, it was kind of a wrapping with foil or whatever that stuff's called. I don't know. It's kind of a laminate. The thinner you get, the better. It will kind of peel up sometimes when you go to dip it. So you kind of got to watch out for that. The next step that I kind of got into was airbrush. And this is the one that's airbrushed. It's got to have a kind of a cool pattern on it. If you don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, there's a bunch of scratches on the back of it. It did its job. I was really, really happy with it. I mean, I think it's not so much the paint job or the color for this particular instance when we're catching them, but it's the lip. Now that lip is more of a wobble. It's got more of a spoon lip to it rather than a Shimano or another type of stick bait, which I don't have on my table but at the moment, but I do have them. And this thing is an ugly wobble. I mean, it really, really wobbles. It's great. This airbrushing is great. It's fine. You can get really fine detail. I mean, this isn't the best airbrush job you'll ever see. I'm sure you can do better because I am horrible at it. I'm not that good. I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. But this one kind of worked cool. It was great for me. And I got a couple different designs. I was going to Brazil, and I was kind of painting them for Brazil. That's kind of a different color. And, actually, I did do this one a long time ago for Cedros, and I just haven't taken it because they get a lot of red crab there. And this is just kind of red and kind of crabby looking. I don't know. That was my version of a red crab. Anyway, the next thing I kind of saw, which I thought was kind of cool, was hydro dipping. Woo! And it does do some trippy stuff. I mean, if you don't think this is cool, I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just whatever. I guess you like the plain Jane, just straight colors, but I don't know. But I think this will catch me more than it will fish. But I mean, it is intricate, and the design. I mean, not the design, but just the random swirlness of it. I love that. I love marbling. I've done a lot of fishing rods marbling. That's just my thing. It's really easy to hide the thread because I don't do really good thread work. But boy, I could sure marble the heck out of a rod. And it's fun, man. I highly recommend it. I think it's fun. It's really neat to do. And I don't have a video for hydro dipping, but there's already a bunch of them out there. And it is fun. It looks really cool. And you could touch up. You could re-dip it too if you don't like it. If you miss a big spot like that back end, and I re-dipped it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of forgiveness. Again, here, this is airbrushing, fine detail work. It works out really well. You know, it's really clean. You can make your fades look really nice. Again, this isn't the best airbrush job you'll ever see in the world, and I'm not claiming to be the best. This is just what I've done. And then I was kind of like, well, let's just hit the easy button and let's just paint it. This is just straight paint. I'm taping them up and I'm just painting it. And then of course I'm covering it, and that's just the UV resin. I've used 3 different kinds since I've started this. But I don't know. I mean, it's clean. I'm not Joe spray paint kid, so I've never tagged anything or anything like that. But I mean, you could fade it white. You know what I mean? You could tell that it goes from the blackhead's easy, and it's not even because I'm doing it. But so what? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's got black specks on the back. I mean, it's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect, you know? And then it fades to kind of a white tail. I mean, I don't know. I think it works for me. And here's another thing I've kind of added to it is the sparkle on the side. Again, it's that type of paper. And, you know, you could really do some fun stuff with it. You just have to watch it because it will lift a little bit sometimes. And then you kind of have to sand it down or cut it off, and you might have to reapply the resin. But I don't know. It's easy. That's the one thing I really like about it. And you don't have to clean the airbrush or get an air compressor or get a bunch of expensive stuff. You just got to buy a bunch of paint. And if you only have one color you like or whatever, I mean, you could just paint it all one color. And, you know, I mean, these are, I think these are kind of pricey because they're through wire and they're all gold, and I think they're $2.50 or $2.25. I don't remember. But like I said, you know, these are $1.50 delivered to my door, and those are great. And you know, here's the regular small ones. These are 99 cents or $1.25 each. You can put anything you want, any kind of hook or anything you want on it. And you know, I don't know. I think that dog will hunt. And you can paint him any color you want. You know, I got some greens and whatever. You talk about the blanket a little bit more. You could put any kind of tape or pattern. You know, you can just cut it up or however you want, or solid. I think somewhere around here. Yeah, I mean, well, those are different. I didn't paint those, but you can solid, whatever you want to do. But here, let's all stop talking and let's all start painting, and you can kind of see where we're at and what we're doing, and let's have some fun. All right. Well, just a shot of the primer. It's kind of a shoot type thing, and I might recoat it. I don't know. See how it turns out. I haven't had any trouble with bubbles coating it with the primer, but sometimes the paint, the gold a little bit, will bubble up. But to be honest, you know, I'm not selling it. It looked kind of cool. Anyway, but I've never had a problem with the primer bubbling. If you do have a little trouble with it, kind of let it dry, set up, give it about an hour, and you can literally like put your thumb on it and push it down. But like I said, I've never had trouble with the primer. But now they'll set up. I'll wait about an hour or so, and make sure they're fully dry, and then I'll look at them more and make sure I got everything up. Sometimes I'll miss a spot or whatever. There's a little bubble. Again, I'm not worried about it. You know, I'm not selling them. This isn't, you know, it's not that big a deal. Not really. Don't be afraid to use something that's imperfection. That's kind of a thing I always like to say. But anyway, we'll let them set up dry, and then we'll hit it with a little bit of green. All right, we got the green on it. We're gonna let that set up. I'll probably hit it a little bit more with the green, but what I kind of wanted to have an effect with these is I'm gonna have a black head with a green body going into like a lighter green or almost a white tail. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. And like I said, I'm spray painting, so I'm not the best at it, but I think it'll turn out fun. And you know, either side may not turn out right or whatever, or have a little, but again, don't worry about it. It's just for you. The fish don't care. All you have to do is make sure you believe in it, you think it's a cool color, and use it. And they will bite it. Use it enough. All right, we'll let that set up. All right. So I think it kind of have the desired look. I kind of let it dry a little bit, and then I kind of just hit it with a little black head just to kind of break it all up. A little flecks in it, black. I mean, like again, I could have been really clean with it. I'm not even going to worry about that dip. You know, it's not perfectly around the bait. I know when you do it, it'll be perfect, and you know, you won't have it like mine, but that's okay. I like it. I don't mind it. The problem I have is if I keep going over and over it, all of a sudden the whole lure is all black. But you know, black head, green body, kind of fade into a white tail. I kind of like it. I think it's going to be kind of a fun lure to fish. All right, let it dry, and I'll show you the next step. This is what happens when the family went to go to the grocery store at Costco. While I'm home alone thinking about stuff. So here we go with this idea. Craft store, any fabric store. This is where I bought it. Kind of fun, just a material. And this will give you a pattern. It's kind of got me thinking about that pink one that I did so well at Cedros. Let's try it with this. I'm not going to paint it, so it's just going to be the plastic underneath. Obviously, I'm going to paint, I covered the lip, but I'm going to paint it white first because this is going to be a pink with a black top, or, you know, what I'm thinking about right now. It is, you just have to stretch it a little bit, get some clips. My thinking of this is I want the belly to look really nice and clean. So you're going to have one spot that's not going to look right because of the clips are going to be kind of in the way. And to me, with this lure, with this lip, it's only going to be 2 or 3 feet under the water. So the calicos are going to come from the top end or whatever I'm going to, you know, use for these. They're not going to look at it and go, oh, it's not perfect. So they're not going to bite it, you know. So I'm worried more about when they're going to look from underneath. And I think the more clean you have it underneath, but you know, the better for me, just for personal. I don't think the fish care no matter what. You could have it all jacked up if you want. You could move the pattern around. You could pull it. It is kind of stretchy, so you could kind of play with it a little bit. But I'm going to go put this on the rack and paint it white, and we'll start that process too. I don't know. Let's see how it turns out. It might turn out like crap. I don't know. I've never used this, like I said, with spray paint, so I don't know what it's going to do. Let's have some fun. All right, like I said, I've never done this before, but it's all about learning. So we've got the kind of the pattern I want on there, and I'm just kind of lightly spraying it. Don't do it heavy because you don't want it to run. I'll put a couple more coats on it, and I guess sorry about the trash. I didn't clean up. We'll do just a couple more light coats on it to make sure I have that nice kind of white base to it, and then we'll hit it with the pink and black. All right, little scale thing going here. I got the pinks all on it. I kind of screwed up. I have two colors of pink. One's that darker pink. I didn't want that one. I actually hit it on the belly before I got my super glow bright neon pink, the one I really wanted. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, you never know. Maybe it covered it, maybe it didn't, I don't know. But we'll let that pink dry and then we'll start playing around with the black. Alright, so my freehand work kind of sucks because you can kind of see it here's about halfway. That was pretty good. And then I kind of went over half. So it'll be a little bit more black on that side. But anyway, the belly's pretty straight pink, so I thought that'd be kind of fun. Anyway, we'll let it set up and dry, and then we'll peel it off. See how it turned out. Okay, this is kind of weird. I don't know how it got that kind of an orange kind of hue to it. Like I don't understand that, how it got that orange color to it. But I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, that's just like pink, and now the top's never going to look right. The top, because you got the clips on the top, but I'm okay with that. You could paint it solid black if you want. I'm probably just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't know. I say that today, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll coat it with a UV coating tomorrow. And but that's kind of cool, like kind of yellow orange. I got a kind of reflection off the camera, but with the light. But I wanted to really see it. But that's kind of neat. And yeah, when I get the UV coating on it, then the colors are gonna really pop. And I gotta get the eye on it and stuff like that, and we'll take the tongue off and all that stuff off. But I don't know. I kind of like it. Anyway, next. Okay, the green and black turned out pretty good. I got all the tape off. I got the eyes on, and a little flash on the tongue there. Can't really see it because my hands are always kind of dark. A little flash on the tongue, and now I'm gonna set it over to the coating table, and we'll coat it with a UV coating, and we'll set it in the special light box that I have. And it'll go off, and then it'll come out really shiny, and I'll kind of show you that as we go. So this is, gotta be honest with you, this is kind of the part where you kind of get excited about what you're making. It's gonna have a little bit of the effect that you're looking for, that's gonna start shining a little bit. You're kind of like, oh yeah, and you kind of get excited about it, you know? If you don't get excited about it, try golf. I don't I don't know. It's just a regular, what the girls put their nails in, you know, to dry it faster for their gel. And it's a UV resin that I use. I've had really good luck with it. A lot of guys use KBS and all this other stuff, but UV resin, man, I tell you, it's the way to go. It's really good. But it's gonna soak up in there, sit in there for a while. You could turn it or whatever, but I'll leave it sit there for an hour or whatever. I'm sure in 15 minutes it's probably done. But if you touch it, you get too happy with it before you actually, you know, put your fingerprints in it, and then it does look right. But just be patient. Now it's the most important part, to be just be patient. Wait a couple minutes, turn it. Mine actually stick out a little bit. It's not a really deep one. So I have a little UV flashlight I hit the tongue with, just to, you know, that's the key part. I've never had any trouble getting the resin on the tongue of the lure and not have it working right. But I also will cover it and not mess with it. And it'll dry, and it has a little bit of shine on it, and I think that's just kind of an added bonus. Anyway, we're going to let it sit up, and then we'll take her outside, and I'll show you the end result. All right. So it's super foggy out, overcast, so there's really no point in going outside. But you kind of see how it just kind of comes to life. You know, that green compared to that green. You know, I went in and took the tape off the side, took the tape off the tongue, put an eye on it, and then dipped it. And I think that dog will hunt. And here's the one that I've never done before. I don't know how I got that kind of yellow orange on there, but I think it's kind of cool. And it there's the top. The top's never going to look right because you got all those clips up there. I just left it alone. You could probably paint it on a solid and whatever, but I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. But behind it, you can see it's got the flares on it. So you can see it's got that shine to it when it's going to go through the water. It's just barely picking up with the light inside here, but I'm sure once the sun hits, it's going to really come out. So you kind of start with this. Here's your blank. You put tape on the side and you paint it like that and it'll come out like that, or you don't put tape on it and just cover it with that kind of cloth you get at any kind of fabric store. And like I said, I think that dog will hunt. You will get some flashing on the end of it. So you just take a drill, kind of drill it out, Dremel tool, whatever, however you want to do it. And I look forward to 6 months from now catching a calico or hopefully yellowtail or whatever on it at Cedros, because it's kind of too big for local. But hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. I wanted to give a little update. I don't see a lot of updates with stuff. When you have finished priming with the white, this one had a yellow and a pink top, so whatever color combination tops you want, what you can do, because the problem you run into, maybe I'll talk about the problem. I'm gonna talk about what the problem is. The problem is that joining it all together, having it kind of blend, have it, if you want it to make it look a little professional. So I don't know if the GoPro will pick that up, but it kind of loses it right there at the top because you've got the clips on it and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So because I have too much time on my hands, I kind of played around with it, and you can go ahead and kind of add a little more paint to it or whatever. But I think I found the solution, and the solution is somewhere. I don't know. It's on one of these. The solution is, maybe I gotta remember. I don't have it on the table yet. No, I don't, because they're being coated. The solution is two things you could do. Is with this one, I took a little black paint and I just painted it, and then I put a little of that shiny paper on it. You can do that. Again, it's a little bit more work. Or what you can do, and what I did, is you just take the clips off. That will stay on because there's a bunch of paint on it already. Take the clips off and just hit it with whatever top coat color you want, and it will come out. It'll come out more like this one, where I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up or not, but it just looks cleaner. In my book, in my view. This one, again, I didn't do it with this one. You can kind of see how it just doesn't, the top doesn't come together. If it doesn't bother you, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to take the clips off, and you can just run it however you want it. But my netting stays on. So it's kind of crusty, I should say. And so you don't have to worry about it. But I just thought I'd kind of let everybody know and show, and it works on a lot of stuff. And it could be really addicting at times. I'm going to get close with this and see. Jeremy might yell at me later. I don't know. But that's pretty fun with a little bit of shine right there in the sunlight. A little bit of yellow belly, red head, pink top. I don't know. I think it'll work, green. And again, that I just painted the black on the top. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could just go ahead and take the clips off and then just hit it a little bit more. And it might look a little funky, but it'll look better, and it's easier for sure. But I think that'll work even on the small stuff, And you could vary, like I said before, you could vary the size of your shine. This is a lot bigger shine that's in this lure. You kind of see, it kind of encompasses a lot. This is a gold one. I don't know where I got this one, but again, I probably just want to stress in a lot of ways, don't worry about messing up. I mean, if it's you can make any color combination you want. You can make it as ugly or as pretty as you want and fish it. And it is what it is. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. And I can't wait for many more trips. All right. See ya.